Larry Goins, and welcome to this special training webinar. I am really excited that you're on here. This is going to be a special webinar, probably different than a lot of webinars you've been on before. You know, I'm just a regular guy. I've just made it out there in the real estate business, and I'm really excited that you're here and going to be able to share this with me, and I'm going to be able to share it with you. So, okay, so let's just jump right in and get started. First of all, why would you want to listen to Larry Goins? You like my dog there? Well, this is not the biography channel, but just real quick, I have been a licensed real estate broker since 1984. I've been a general contractor since 1985. I used to sell stocks and bonds and mutual funds. Back in the 80s, I was in the stock brokerage business, and I've been in the mortgage business since 1996. I still do a lot of hard money lending, and I was the president of Metrolina Real Estate Investors Association in 2003 and 2004, which is the largest nonprofit group in the Carolinas. This is a picture of my library, okay? This is just 4 of my 6 bookcases that I have. I do have a huge library. Guys, this is my college education. I do not have a college degree, although I tell people sometimes that I have a South Carolina PhD. That's a public high school diploma. I do have one of those, but this is my education right here, and I am a firm believer in education. I'm just not a firm believer that everybody needs a formal education, although I am a firm believer in education itself. So I still spend about $28,000 to $32,000 a year on education for myself as well as people that I work with on a daily basis. I bought my first house in 1986. I've bought and sold hundreds of houses over the last 30 plus years. Just a little bit about my investing experience, just so you know a little bit about who I am if you're just meeting me for the first time. I have done residential, I've done commercial, multifamily, triple net lease, mobile home parks, land development, subdivisions. I've bought Shoney's restaurants, I've owned Dollar General stores, I've owned mobile home parks. I tell people I've owned 2 mobile home parks, my first and last. It was the same one, okay? That just wasn't for me. You know, everybody has their own niche and their own thing that they like to do. And I am also a firm believer, you've got to like what you're doing. You got to enjoy it, okay, for you to stick with it. I've done land development and subdivisions, as I mentioned. I've gone in and bought land and cleared, graded, gravelled, and paved, put in lots, and then built houses on those lots as well. And I am still a hard money lender. These are just some of the projects that I have done over the years. I've also done wholesaling, retailing, lease options, short sales, subject tos, rentals, and seller financing. What I am about to share with you is one of the quickest ways I've ever seen new investors get started and make money. It will also allow you to diversify your current real estate investing business and make more money as well as triple-digit passive returns. We have a company called Neighborhood Housing Group. That's just one of our many companies. It's our main company that we buy in, though. We do wholesale properties. We do lease options. We do seller financing, discounted notes in multiple states. I've actually done deals in 12 different states right from my office in Lake Wylie, South Carolina. This is a picture of my family. This is my wife, Pam, my daughter, Linda, and my son, Noah. And this is my daughter, Linda's daughter, Ember, who at this time is 8 months old right now. She's 8 months old. What I like to do in my spare time, just to give you a little bit of a background on me, I've been playing music since I was a kid, and I love all kinds of music. And I was fortunate enough to be able to play on stage at the MGM Grand with Lita Ford from the Runaways, as well as with Gene Simmons. And I love music. Any chance I get to play, I love it. I've also shared the stage with Susie Orman, Michael Gerber, Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, and even President Trump. My first book was called Getting Started in Real Estate Day Trading. It is available wherever books are sold. Michael Gerber, author of The E-Myth, actually wrote the foreword for that book. And Michael Gerber says, it is this kind of genius that entrepreneurs such as Larry Goins, Ray Kroc of McDonald's, Michael Dell of Dell Computer, Bill Gates of Microsoft, and so many more create for the rest of us. And that's what Michael Gerber said in the foreword. My latest book is called HUD Homes Half Off. It's a simple step-by-step detailed guide for buying HUD houses at 50, 40, even 30% of value in today's market right now. One of the things I'm most proud of is Candace and I, who I've known for many, many years, and she works with us. She pretty much runs our businesses, but she is like a daughter to me, and she and I host Brag Radio Network. It's all about leading the world to be rich and generous. That's what we do every week on the live radio and network and iHeartRadio across the country. We teach people how to invest in real estate, and then we highlight students who are bragging, who are being rich and generous with their time and money that they've been blessed with through their real estate investing. In fact, in our office, we have up a board called our brag board. Every time we make a donation to a charity or a nonprofit or help someone go on a mission trip or something, when they send us thank you letters, we post them up on the brag board, which is pretty cool. You should set a goal to get your own brag board. We also now have students using our systems and making money in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, Israel, the Philippines, Ireland, Chile, and Denmark. And I know if it'll work in those areas, it'll work wherever you live. In fact, in the last 91 days alone, I've heard from 26 students who collectively have made over $956,000 in profits. That is just the ones that I've heard from. Real estate's been very, very good to me. In fact, my family and I, we just built a brand new 6-bedroom luxury home in Lake Wylie, South Carolina. And there's what it looks like. How you like that? That's my room right there on the top, baby. We even have a cement pond. Look at that. Okay, what if I could share with you a proven system for buying houses in a hidden market no one wants, making more money than most fix and flip investors, guaranteed? Would you like to hear more? And what if it was a proven system you could do it anywhere in the USA from the comfort of your own home with none of your own cash, credit, or experience, and I'll provide you with all the money to do it? And here's the best part. What if you could learn it all for free? Well, what is Filthy Riches? Filthy Riches is a proven system for buying and selling cheap houses anywhere in the U.S. at deep discounts with none of your own cash, credit, or risk. Then we're going to sell the property for 3 to 6 times what you paid, 3 to 6 times, with seller financing and a reasonable down payment, all with no buyer's list. Did you catch that? No buyer's list. That's very important. Then selling the note for immediate cash, or you can collect the monthly payments for the next 10 to 20 years. It's one of the fastest, safest, easiest ways I've ever seen to put $16,000 to $28,000 cash in your pocket in the next 30 days, period. Now, just real quick, how did I come up with this whole Filthy Riches model? I didn't invent it, I just perfected it, and here's why. Companies like Castle Rock REO, National Asset, other companies, they buy from bulk. They buy in bulk sales, okay? The problems with bulk purchases are there's no due diligence period. There's no pictures of the property. They give you a quitclaim deed. You need a lot of cash to get started. There's back taxes owed. There's existing code violations. About 2 out of 10 of them are no good. There's even trouble getting the deeds to the property. And there's nobody to get it ready to sell for you, okay? Because they're the bottom of the barrel. Bulk properties are the bottom of the barrel that could not sell on the MLS, okay? And the biggest problem is the condition of the house, and that's why it didn't sell on the MLS. This doesn't apply with Filthy Riches, okay? I've taken this model, I've tweaked it, I've perfected it, and it stood the test of time. So let me tell you the secret to why this works so well. You want to sell the property at 3 to 6 times what you paid for it. That's very important. 3 to 6 times what you paid for it. See, you cannot sell a $100,000 house for $300,000 to $600,000, even with seller financing. However, you can easily sell a $5,000 to $10,000 house for $30,000 to $40,000 with seller financing and payments less than rent. Remember that. Payments less than rent. You can also sell a $20,000 to $30,000 house for $60,000 to $90,000 with seller financing and payments less than rent as well. There's only two things you need to get started. You need a phone and an internet connection, because we're going to do all of our business online, okay? You're not going to have to leave your house. You can easily do this anywhere because most all of your deals come from the internet. In fact, all of my deals come from the internet. In fact, I don't even buy much in my own market. I am in the Charlotte MSA, Metropolitan Statistical Area, and it's been over 3 years since I have purchased a house in Charlotte, North Carolina, okay? I stay out of the competition. I stay out of the way of the competition. I want to get good deals. Okay, let me show you a quick example. Here's a quick example. Now, just remember, $5,000 is just a number. Some of my most successful students live in markets like out on the West Coast where there aren't any $5,000 houses. It's okay. They're still making a lot of money, all right? So let me just show you an example. Now, I've done this as low as $1,500 and as high as about $55,000. But we buy a lot of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 house. Let me just show you a $5,000 purchase price here. Now, I show you this slide here because a lot of people think, well, why does a realtor want to deal with you on a $5,000 house? Okay? If they're making 3% commission, they're only making $150. Well, in these type of deals, the realtor will have in the listing agreement, it might say something along the lines of 6% commission or a minimum of $1,200 in this case, as you see here. Now notice, the seller netted $12.10. What this means is this property is more of a liability than an asset to the seller, okay? They're just trying to get rid of it. They need to get rid of this property. $12.10. You can't even get out of Starbucks for that, okay? Now, we're going to turn around and sell this property for $30,000. We're going to get a couple $1,000s down, and we're going to finance $28,000, all right? Typical term would be 10 years, 9% interest. Payment's going to be $354.69 a month. Now, that's total payments of $42,563.06. So let's run the numbers. So $42,563 total of payments minus the $5,000 that I paid when I bought it. That's a profit of $37,563. Let's add the $2,000 back in that we got down, and that's a total profit of $39,563.06 on a rundown $5,000 house that the bank netted $12.10 when they sold it, okay? Now, I'm leaving closing cost out intentionally. I just want to keep the numbers simple for you, but just remember, closing cost is going to change your yield a smidge, just a little bit. But what do you think the yield is on this deal? Look at that. That's 141% return. The first year, 141% return. 100% cash flow, no management, no vacancies, no repairs, no taxes, no insurance, and no mortgage, okay? The best part is no tenants. The second best part is no rehab. Guys, I don't rehab these properties. My students don't rehab these properties, all right? And I didn't even need a buyer's list. I'm going to show you exactly how to sell these properties. And check it out. I'm getting all of my money back, 100% return in only 8.5 months. 8.5 months. Is that great or what? Now, we could sell the note now for cash, okay? You can sell the note. But I want you to remember, your goal is to keep the note. What's your goal? It's to keep the note. That's very, very important. If I sold this note at a 12% yield, we would cash out and get a check from the note buyer for $24,722.23. If I sold it for a 15% yield, we'd cash out and get a check for $21,984. Even at an 18% yield, we would still cash out $19,684.87. So let's run the numbers at that, the worst case scenario. Let's say we got the note sold for $19,684 minus the $5 I put in it. That's $14,684 profit. Adding back the $2,000 I got down, that's a total profit of $16,684.87 on a rundown $5,000 house that the bank netted $12.10. Now, what are the problems with traditional investing? The money, the risk, the fear, the buyers, the competition, the delays in closing, deals falling apart, financing for you and for your buyers, okay? Remember, in wholesaling, your most valuable asset is your cash buyers list. We do not need a buyers list for this model, okay? Let's look at the difference between a rental or filthy riches. Let's say we have a rental income of $500 a month, okay? That's $6,000 a year. You're going to have property management, vacancies, taxes, insurance, repairs. Your total expenses will be $2,100. Your net cash flow out of $6,000 is only $3,900. With filthy riches, let's say you sold it and you got a $400 payment. Now, you could have someone service the loan for you. That's what we do, and we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. If you do, it's going to cost you about $25 a month. There is no vacancy. There's no taxes, no insurance, no repairs. Out of $4,800, you're going to net $4,500 cash flow. Is that great or what? So why this is so easy, anyone can do it. There's no loan required for you. No loan required for your buyer. There's no cash needed from you. And I'll explain that in a minute. No problem finding properties or buyers. There's no credit app or credit check. There's no appraisal needed. No financing delays. And there's no limit on where you can buy. And the best part, there's no competition on these deals. You should write this down. I control the property, buyer, financing, and the closing. See, there's no part of a real estate deal that I'm not in control of. Everybody wants to be in control, right? Now you are. There's no competition. See, everybody else is chasing the big deals. Everybody else is chasing the big deals. Making money the filthy riches way is not risky. Being uneducated is what's risky. It's time to start having fun and making money in real estate. I'm going to go through 7 specific steps for a quick start system to get you up and running right away. Step number 1 is funding. Step number 1 is funding. Guess what? Funding your deal is actually the easiest part. Funding your deal is the easiest part. You only need $5,000 plus or minus. You might need more depending on the price of properties that you're buying, but you can easily get started with $5,000 or less, and you only need it one time. Remember that first deal? We bought it, sold the note, and we cashed out $16,684. Well, if you do that, you can go buy 3 with that money, okay? And you don't need to borrow money anymore. And guess what? I will fund your deal for you with no interest. Yes, that's right. You heard me. No interest. 0 interest. I will fund your deal for you, okay? And I'll explain more about that here in a little bit. Step number 2 is to locate. By the way, was funding easy enough? That was easy enough, huh? Okay, step number 2 is to locate. It's important that the property not be a total rehab, all right? Here are some samples of what not to look for. We're looking for fixer-uppers, not blower-uppers, okay? Here's some interior shots of what not to look for. Remember, if the sheetrock's gone, if the ceiling's caving in, the floors are falling in, now mold could be your friend, but if mold's engulfed the whole house like it is in this picture, just forget about it, okay? Remember, we want houses that are livable or close to livable, all right? Livable or close to livable. Fixer-uppers, okay. Blower-uppers, not okay. All right? Here's some samples of what to look for. These are actual real deals right here. These are samples of real deals right here. Now look at the interior shots. It's not the Taj Mahal, but I want you guys to remember something. Everybody's got to live somewhere. There's people out there that would love to call a house like this home and like to build some equity and eventually get it paid off. And that's going to help you and them as well. All right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to search for houses $5,000 to $50,000 asking price, and we're going to end up somewhere between $1,500 and $30,000 as a purchase price. Okay? Now, I recently did a Zillow search, Zillow.com, and I searched all across the United States my search criteria. 5,000 to 50,000, at least 3 bedrooms, at least 1,000 square feet, and there's a total of 32,685 32,000 homes. 32,685 homes, right? Is that crazy or what? So there's enough of these homes to go around all over the United States, all right? And look at some of these that are just listed for $5,000. The ones on the left, they don't look bad at all. And they're already listed at $5,000. Typically, if a house is listed for $5,000, it's going to be a blower-upper, not a fixer-upper like the ones on the right side. But these actually don't look too bad, and they're already listed at $5,000. You can also find great deals on eBay. I love eBay. Go to ebay.com, and then under the category, click on real estate, all right? And then you want to search for no reserve. That's no reserve, and then you sort them by price, low to high. You can pick up some great deals on eBay. This is a house I picked up in Cleveland, Ohio for just $2,550, all right? This is a house I picked up on Home Search. It's in Memphis, Tennessee. I picked it up for $5,500, $5,500. And look at this house. It's a nice brick ranch house, and it was livable. Here's another one I picked up in Gadsden, Alabama for $6,000. And look at this. It's a brick ranch house as well. It was also livable as well because someone was living in it when I bought it. Here's a single wide mobile home that I picked up in a park, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So this is one I picked up for $1,500. It's a single wide mobile home in a park, okay? All the buyer has to pay is your payment and lot rent. Here's a single wide mobile home where it's listed for $2,500 on Craigslist. I just pulled this up randomly recently just to show you exactly what's out there. These homes are out there everywhere. This is a 1993 16 by 80 single wide mobile home, and it's listed for $2,500. Lot rent, if you look in the description, lot rent is only $80 a month. Is that crazy or what? Now, one of my favorite is HUD homes. I love HUD homes. As you know, I wrote the book, HUD Homes Half Off. Look at this. Here's a property I picked up for 28% of list price. It was listed for $31,200, and I picked it up for $8,800. There's the house. Not too bad, huh? I love this house right here. This is a house that I picked up for 20% of list price. It was listed for $45,000, and they accepted a bid of $9,150. It's a double wide mobile home. Look at this house. $9,000. Can you believe that? Let's talk about finding more deals than you can handle on the internet, all right? I have my Filthy Riches $1 Million Rolodex, all right? I buy most all of my properties on the internet. I spent the last 14 months putting together my Filthy Riches $1 Million Rolodex, and it includes everything you need to find, negotiate, do your due diligence, and sell your notes. You've got newspaper sites, note buying sites, real estate auction sites, government auction sites, GIS sites to find the owners, realtor sites, MLS, foreclosure, private lenders, REO sites, people finder sites, note servicing companies, neighborhood analysis, property preservation, free appraisal sites, virtual assistants, virtual closing coordinators, and much, much more. Guys, you will absolutely never, ever, ever run out of properties to buy. In fact, I'm going to provide you with every public and hidden source to find more properties than you can handle. Here is just a small sampling of the many ways I'm going to show you to find properties. Bank-owned REOs, vacant houses, realtors, auction, online classifieds, online home sites, eBay, hard money lenders, code enforcement. I've gotten a ton of great deals from code enforcement, private money lenders, property managers, bulk REO purchases, although I don't recommend that, as I mentioned before, but once you graduate and you start knowing what you're doing and you feel comfortable with it, then you can buy bulk REOs, bird dogs, and much, much more. They can all be done online with zero marketing cost. Forget about direct mail. You don't need direct mail with this. Step number 3, risk-free offers. See, most new investors are afraid to make offers. Their biggest fear is, what if the person says yes? Now what do I do? Okay? I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make risk-free offers. Number 1, phone offers. Number 2, email offers, and number 3, automated offers. Okay? Let's talk about on the phone. What do you need to make your offer? Number 1, you need a proven script. Number 2, you need the Filthy Riches Analyzer. Now, the proven script, guys, it took me almost a year to tweak and test my script until I got to where people weren't hanging up on me anymore. See, the goal is to get your offer out there in a way that gets them to like you and trust you and leave the door open for them to call you back or you to call them back. You don't want them to hang up on you, and you need a proven script for that. If you're just going to go out there and offer 30% or 25% or even 20% on a property, even 50%, you're going to get some negative response unless you know what to say and how to say it. And you need the Filthy Riches Analyzer. It allows you to make an offer in a split second and know exactly how much you're going to make, what your yield's going to be, and what you can sell that note for right away. So whether you know it or not, you use a script. A written script lets you fake it till you make it. As I said, we have done this many times and been tweaking our script over the years, and our script is proven. The Filthy Riches Analyzer, it allows you to analyze a deal in a split second. Here's a screenshot of it. Now, you can also make offers by email, all right? You want to search for properties listed $50,000 or less and then email your offers. Look at this. This is what a listing alert looks like. See the bottom 2 properties? Look at that, 225 North 71st Street, Birmingham. It's listed for $19,900. Here's my offer. Please offer 26% on these 2. Here's the realtor's response. Larry, on this one, asking $19,900. You offered $52.50. They countered at $17,000. Now, the thing I love about working with the bank-owned properties, if they don't sell it in 30 days, they drop the price. If they don't sell it in another 30 days, they drop the price. I've never been negotiating with a bank, and they came back and said, we decided we're going to keep this one, right? So, I always, when I get a counter, I look at the current listing to see if they've lowered the price. And lo and behold, look at my response. They have already dropped it to $17,800, so let's raise it up $1,500 more. And by the way, their first counter offer is typically close to list price. That's normal, okay? Expect it, all right? That's just the way it is. So I'm raising it up $1,500 more. $52.50 plus $1,500 is $67.50. Now look at his next email. More counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on 225 71st Street, asking $17,800. You had countered them at $67.50. They've come back after about 3 weeks and took your offer. I'll go by and get some pics, make sure the condition, and call you tomorrow. That's a real deal from a real realtor, and that's his real cell phone number right there. So my question to you is, how many of you would like to buy a house where you didn't even talk to anybody? You bought it by email. Check that out. Now here's the house, and notice it's not the Taj Mahal. But I want you to remember, everybody's got to live somewhere, okay? Everybody's got to live somewhere, all right? What about automated offers through realtors? Your realtor makes the first offer for you. They submit it, and then they send you the counter offers. Is this great or what? It's like having your own army of licensed bird dogs out there buying houses just for you, okay? Now let's move on. Step number 4 is due diligence. Step number 4 is due diligence. Pictures. We're going to get about, well, as soon as we get the property under contract, right away, when we get the property under contract, we're going to go out or send someone out. I'm going to show you how to do that. Get somebody to go out and take pictures. We're going to take pictures of every room, any repair areas, all mechanical items, all 4 sides of the house, any extra buildings like a garage or storage building, and a street view both ways, okay? We're going to get online sold comps, not the Zestimate from Zillow, but sold comps. We're also going to check out the neighborhood. We want to make sure that it's not in a high crime area, because a lot of cheaper houses are going to be in higher crime areas. That's just the way it is, okay? But I'm going to show you in detail exactly how to check out the crime. Just one way you can do it is go to Trulia. Look up the property on Trulia, scroll down, look at the green heat map, and if there's red on it, stay away from it, okay? The heat map goes from green to yellow to orange to red, all right? So stay out of the high crime areas. And you're going to pull rent comps as well. You're going to pull rent comps from sites like Rent-O-Meter, RentRange.com, as well as other ones that are in the bookmarks. Now, there's some additional due diligence you can do if you want to. If you want to, you could get a free rehab estimate from a contractor. I'll show you how to do that. You could also get a home inspection if you want. We never do this. You could get a comparative market analysis, CMA, okay? You could also get an appraisal if you wanted to. All right, we don't do that either. Step number 5 is to sell the property fast. This is where we're going to get paid. You could sell it to a neighbor, on Craigslist, on Zillow. As I mentioned before, you're going to put about 20 or 25 signs out all over the area. You're going to contact local realtors. You could even sell it on eBay where the bid is for the down payment, and there's many, many more ways that I'm going to show you how to sell it as well. This is our typical sign right here. We put about 20 or 25 of these out all over the area, over the neighborhood. If it's in a semi-rural area, we'll put them out at the closest, convenience store, shopping center, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, all those types of places. So who are your buyers? Investors are your number one buyers. Now, most of them aren't going to look like those two in the middle. Remember that. But investors are a big buyer of your properties, okay? Do you think there's investors out there that would like to become an investor, but they can't qualify for a loan? Of course, you're going to help them out. What about first-time home buyers? First-time home buyers are another great source for buyers, all right? They can't get a loan on a $50,000 or less house, and they've given up on the American dream. Why is that? Because most lenders have a minimum loan amount of at least $50,000. Now, in the real world, occasionally you may find a small community bank or a small credit union that will give a smaller loan than $50,000. All right, but for the most part, the property's got to appraise for $70,000, $80,000 for them to get a loan that's over $50,000. And if you're selling houses for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and they're putting some money down, they're not gonna be able to go to a bank and get a loan. Realtors also have many of these buyers with down payment ready to go. In fact, in our script, we make sure in our script that we ask the realtors when we're calling about a property that we're buying, do you ever get any buyers that call up that maybe they can't qualify for a loan or can't get a loan on this property, but they have $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 or more to put down? The realtors always say yes. So we tell the realtor we'll still pay them their fee, or we'll give them half the money that the buyer puts down or whatever, if they bring us that buyer. That's all we're looking for. Okay? See, you're serving a market and a need that nobody else is helping. We're serving a market and a need that nobody else is helping. Okay? Now, guys, if you didn't want to go through all that to do your first deal, if you need some help on it, I'm going to help you on it. But if you'd like to, you could just simply sell it to me for some fast cash. Just submit the property to me to analyze it, and I'll buy it at closing from you, just like wholesaling it to me, okay? It's a great way to do your first couple of deals without money and learn the whole system, all right? Now let's talk about qualifying the buyer, all right? Qualifying the borrower. Credit. I do like to see a pretty decent credit score, although it's not mandatory. I try to see at least a 600 plus credit score. I've sold houses to people with a 480 credit score, all right? But as a general rule, I like to see about a 600. Debt ratio. If I'm selling to an owner-occupied buyer, I'm going to keep the debt ratio around 43%. That's what most banks do, okay? The down payment, the more the better. And what is a compensating factor? Let's say the borrower has a 400 credit score, all right? They're trying to buy a house that you just paid $6,000 for, but they have $7,000 to put down. Guess what? They better start packing, because now you got nothing in the property. The best thing that can happen is they stop paying, right? We're going to get into that more as well. Anyway, so you're not really going to have to worry about that, because you're not going to have to worry about qualifying the buyer, the credit score, the debt ratio, because we use an RMLO, that's Residential Mortgage Loan Officer, and they do all the work and they underwrite the buyer for you. In fact, you're going to have them take the buyer's credit app. And guess what? Whatever it is they charge, the buyer is going to pay that fee, not you. All right? We have our buyers pay the RMLO, as I just mentioned. Now, the biggest challenge is finding an RMLO in your area, okay? Now, I have spent a lot of time and resources putting together my RMLO and servicers directory for seller financing, okay? It's all the RMLOs out there that we could find anywhere in the United States, along with the types of deals that they do and what states they're licensed in, okay? Step number 6, sell the note. Now, I'm going to show you how to sell the note, but I want you to remember that your goal is to keep the note, all right? You could sell it to institutions. Now, the problem with institutions is they are going to require what's called seasoning, all right? They want the note to be seasoned. In other words, when you sell the property to somebody and they put a few $1,000s down, you need to collect the payments for about 6 to 12 months to show they have a good pay history, and then you can sell that note to an institution. Your best source for selling these notes are private note buyers and real estate investors, people at your local RIA meeting, people who have self-directed retirement accounts, people who buy turnkey properties, people who are in the stock market and looking to get out of the unstable financial markets and they just want some stable returns, as well as me. I buy Filthy Rich's notes from Filthy Rich's students, okay? That way you understand what we're doing and you know how to put a deal together that is a sellable note as well, okay? Remember, your goal is to keep the note though, okay? Now, we also, in my training, I also include note disclosures, investor agreement, hold harmless agreement, and a non-recourse agreement. You don't want to sell a note to somebody and the borrower quits paying, and then your note buyer comes back to you and says, hey, my borrower quit paying, I want you to buy this note back. No, this is why we have specific agreements and we sell our notes with no recourse. That's what that means if you're not guaranteeing the note, all right? Also, finding a note buyer can be one of the most difficult part of the process as well. I have put together a complete note buyers directory. It's a complete listing of the major buyers of notes, mortgages, land contracts, and other receivables, okay? Next, step number 7 is to duplicate. This is where you bring in other people. Filthy Riches helps you recruit, train, motivate, and manage. The system works for you even when you don't. It trains employees to work for you and teaches a spouse or a partner of the business for you. You can even get your teenagers involved in real estate with you. You can also get a VA, virtual assistant, for virtually nothing to do all of the work for you. A VA can take calls, they can make offers, post free ads, answer ads, search for deals, analyze deals, sell your properties, sell your notes. A VA can literally do anything and everything that you are going to need to do to run this system. Okay? Guys, this is truly a win-win business. You're helping people become homeowners. You're helping people become investors. And they're helping you get rich. It's win-win-win all the way around. And it can be a ministry. I say this because I've had so many people tell me, Larry, I've been looking and praying for something that I feel like I'm helping people, but I'm helping myself at the same time. They don't want to go out and do deals where they feel like they're taking advantage of others. This is not this kind of model, okay? This literally can be a ministry and you're helping people. And it's fun. I love this model. Let me show you some case studies. Here's a real property right here. It was listed for $18,900. It had already been reduced. We paid $6,000 for it. Notice it's not the Taj Mahal, but remember, everybody's got to live somewhere. Look at pictures of all the areas, any repair areas where a window's cracked here. This house is in Birmingham, Alabama. It was listed for $18,900. Now, Cyber Home said this home is worth $27,270. See that in the middle of the page? eAppraisal said this home is worth $70,000. Is that a big difference? Sure it is, but who cares? The people who are buying these homes, they literally care about only two things: how much down and how much a month. That's all they care about: how much down and how much a month. I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet or not, but all we're really doing here is buy here, pay here, but with houses, okay? You've heard of a buy here, pay here car lot, Tote the Note, companies like JD Buy Rider, Drive Time, where you go into the dealership and you put a couple $1,000s down and you finance a car. So this is the exact same model. The only difference is if they stop paying you, they can't hide their house from you, or they can't take your house out of the state, right? So you know where your house is, right? So here's the picture of this house. Notice we put up the banner on the front of the house. Sometimes we use signs, sometimes we use banners, and we put a lockbox on the door. Now, this one actually sold on eBay to an investor. We listed it for $30,000. The bid is for the down payment. We started the bidding at $1 with no reserve. That means if one person bid for $1 and the auction ended, they bought my house for $30,000 with $1 down. But don't worry, you're not going to have to sell your house for $1 down. The least I've ever gotten down is $1,525. Okay, that's the least I've ever gotten down on a house. All right. Look on this one. We got 62 bids on this house. We paid $6,000 for it, and we got $5,101 down. We bought it for $6,000. We got $5,101 down. We had only $899 in the entire house. Okay, we sold it for $30,000, $5,101 down. We financed $24,899. Guys, that's a 788% return the first year. After that, it's infinite. After that, the yield's infinite because I got no money in it after a few months. Now, on this particular house, a few months into the deal, I offered the investor a discount to pay it off, and I got a check for $19,500 on this property. Okay, let's look at this property right here. This is case study 53. I paid $8,333 for this house. I got $6,225 down, and I had only $2,108 in the entire house. I sold it for $30,000 with the $6,225 down. I financed $23,775. That's a 219% return. You could sell the note at a 25% yield and get $19,958 right now. Now, this is probably one of the ugliest houses I've ever bought. I paid $3,500 for this house. I still got $1,525 down. I had $1,975 in the house. I sold it for $30,000 and we financed $28,475. This ugly house, I made 234% return on my money the first year. After that, it's infinite. You could sell the note at 30% yield and get $14,631 now. This is a pretty good looking house. I like this house. Case study 148. I basically paid $5,300 for the house. I got $3,250 down, and I had $1,775 total amount invested. I sold it for $30,000. I got $26,750 as a loan, financed by me. That's a 249% return the first year. I sold the note on this one at a 20% yield, and I got $19,067 now. I like this home. I love double wide mobile homes. We do a lot of those. This is a house that we picked up for $21,000. I got $5,000 down, so I had $16,000 invested. We sold it for $69,900 and we financed $64,900. That's a 43% return. Now, I know some of you are thinking right now, 43%, is that all? Because Larry's been showing you returns. I've been showing you returns at 100 plus, 200 plus, 700 plus, okay? And you're turning your nose up at 43%. But wait, it gets better. I sold the note at a 15% yield, and I got $44,344.38 right now. Remember, I only had $16,000 in the entire house. Okay, I want you to hear from a happy homeowner that actually bought that house that I just showed you.
If you are looking to buy a home and do not want to go through the whole hassle of bank qualifications or going through a bank to get a home loan, neighborhood housing is the real deal. You are looking at somebody who does know, because I am going through neighborhood housing right now to buy our first home. And we have purchased it through neighborhood housing, so now we are homeowners, our first home, and we absolutely love it. And there was no bank qualifications, there was no hassle, there was, someone with you there every step of the way. So, again, if you are looking to buy a home and you don't want to go through banks, neighborhood housing is the way to go. Thank you.
Is that great or what? I mean, she's out there advertising for us. And remember I said a while ago, this can be a ministry. You're helping people. You're helping yourself at the same time, but you're helping people. Now, I know you've been thinking about this, but Larry, what if they stop paying? All right? I know you've been thinking about this. I'm going to go through it right now. How you handle default depends on the way the deal is structured. For example, if you sell on a land contract, which we typically do, it is typically easier to get the property back, okay? I just got one back this week. If you do a lot of properties, you're going to get some of them back. That's just the way it is. Just got one back this week, all right? So all I really had them do was sign a cancellation. They gave me the keys. Adios. See, I didn't have to go through eviction or foreclosure or anything like that. Also, if you use a lease option, it is a simple eviction. Now, sometimes you're going to use a lease option, sometimes you're not. In Texas, you cannot do a lease option for more than 6 months, okay? They also don't do land contracts. But let me tell you something about Texas. Even though you can't do a lease option in Texas and you can't do a land contract in Texas, Texas has more seller finance transactions than any other state in the whole entire country of the United States. So, what if they stop paying? Let's run through this. Let's say you paid $5,000. You got 2 down, so you have 3 in it. Let's say they pay you for a year and then they stop. You're already ahead of the game. You've already made $1,256 over and above what you have in it. There's your closing costs right there. So you're at break even. Okay. So what you can do, you get another down payment, which reduces your cost and increases your yield because you sell it again. You're just going to turn around and resell it. Guys, I've got some properties that I've sold 3 or 4 times. Let me show you an example. Here's one of the most expensive houses I've ever sold with owner financing. I wanted to show you worst case scenario. This is one of the most expensive properties I've ever bought and sold with owner financing. The first time I sold it for $79,900 and I got $5,000 down. They lived there for a while, moved out. Second time I sold it for $89,900 and I got $10,000 down, which, by the way, I did no work to this house afterwards. When I first bought it, I did do a little bit of work to it, but after that initial time when I first bought it, I haven't done any work to it since, haven't touched it. So second time, I sold it for $89,900 and I got $10,000 down. They lived there for about a year and a half. The husband lost his job, changed jobs, and they couldn't handle the payment, so I lowered the payment for them. I did a loan modification for them. I lowered their payment from about, I think it was close to $800 down to about, $500 or $600. Anyway, they lived there for about another 6 or 8 months, and they called me up and said, "I'm sorry, we just can't stay. We're going to have to move, but I've got a friend that's always loved this house, and she wants to move in, and she has $3,000 to put down." My second buyer brought me my third buyer. What does that tell you about the kind of business we do? Always do good, clean, honest, ethical business and treat your customers the way they want to be treated, okay? Create a good relationship with them. My second buyer lost $10,000 but brought me my third buyer, okay? Now, I normally would not have approved the third buyer because they only had $3,000 to put down on an $89,000 house, but because it was their friend, I did. Needless to say, they didn't even live there a year, all right? And they moved out. I just recently sold this property again, this time for $99,900, and I got $10,000 down. Now, over the last 5 to 6 years, I've collected $35,000 in payments. I've collected over $35,000 in payments. So let's run the math. My all-in cost was $55,000. I've collected over $63,000 in the last 5 to 6 years. I'm $8,275 ahead. In other words, I've got nothing in this house, zero, zip, nada, paid off, paid back, free and clear. And the best part, it's generating $808 a month for the next 20 years. And I got nothing in it. What's my yield on that? My yield is infinite. That's what it is, because I've got nothing in it. Okay? You actually make more money when you get to resell. Notice I didn't say have to. I said get to. Now, this is not a model that we're setting people up to fail. We try to help people. But the harsh reality is that some people do fail. No matter how much you try to help them, they fail, and you get to resell the house. Okay? Let me show you what can happen from best to worst. When you sell a property with owner financing, the absolute best thing that can happen is they refinance and pay you off. In other words, you get paid off the full amount without having to take a discount. The second thing that can happen is they default and you get to resell the property. The second best thing that can happen is they stop paying you and you get to resell the property. The third best thing that can happen is they simply pay you as agreed. And the worst thing that can happen is you modify the loan and leave the loan modified at a lower payment. You might be making a 200% return, it might drop it down to 100. Or you might be making 100 and it drops it down to a 60, 50% return if you modify the loan. That's up to you. You can work that out. You're helping people, but you're still helping yourself, and you're making a huge return on your money. Now, what about Dodd-Frank? Dodd-Frank. Guys, I've done so much research on Dodd-Frank. I think I know more about it than Dodd or Frank. Okay, there's been a lot of things in the news about Dodd-Frank, and it was through the Obama administration. It was designed to protect consumers. However, there's some clauses in there that says if you're selling a property to somebody that's going to live in it and you're selling it to them with owner financing, then you must comply with Dodd-Frank, okay? Dodd-Frank is very convoluted. It's very complicated. In fact, I call it the Homeownership Prevention Act. All right? That's what I call it. But it only applies when selling to an owner-occupant buyer. When you're selling to an investor, it's irrelevant. All right? The Dodd-Frank Act itself is 848 pages long. I have created a special report that's only 16 pages. It simplifies the process and keeps you in compliance. It's literally everything you need to know about how Dodd-Frank affects seller financing and how to comply. It's only 16 pages long. And really the main part of it is by using an RMLO, Residential Mortgage Loan Officer, to take the application and approve your buyer. That's 99% of it right there. Okay. Now, let's talk about servicing the note. There's ways to service it. You can use a spreadsheet, which we have. You can use QuickBooks. There's software out there like NoteSmith, or you can use an outsourced servicing company. All right. We use a state licensed servicer. They collect the monthly payments. They collect late fees, if any. They handle collections. They're going to provide you with real-time reporting where you can log in and see the status of your loans. And they're going to handle yearly tax accounting and send out the 1098s to your borrower. Leaves you out of the loop. And you can find them right here in my RMLO and servicers directory for seller financing. Now, I want to share something with you. I want to talk to you about a financial independence plan. Remember back at the beginning of this training, I showed you one deal where you bought it, sold the note at 18% yield, and you cashed out $16,684 on your first deal. Well, here's what I want you to do. Take that money and buy 3 houses. Cash out $50,000. You're going to take that money and buy 10 houses. Cash out $166,684. Then you're going to take that money and buy 36 houses. And you'll have $12,768 a month coming in for the next 10 years. For the next 10 years. Is that great or what? That's $153,216 a year for the next 10 years with no debt. You don't even have a mortgage on these properties. That's with no debt. That's starting all with one $5,000 house that I'll loan you the money to buy. Okay? That's 36 notes with a principal balance of $1,008,000. Guess what? You are a millionaire. Now, how quick can you do this? If you only do one deal a month, just one deal a month, that's it. You can have $12,000 plus a month coming in the next 36 months. If you get a little more aggressive, if you do 2 deals a month, you can do it in 18 months. If you do 3 deals a month, within a year, you'll have over $12,000 a month coming in. So, what are you going to do with your extra time and money? Are you going to buy a new home, buy a new car, spend more time with your family, take more vacations, continue to grow your net worth, help others in need, get involved in charities and missions? Let's talk about some advanced strategies to earn more money faster. Now, I can't go into too much detail right here, but there are a lot of advanced strategies that once you get into this, that's going to really increase your yield, increase your returns even more than I've shown you today on this webinar. Table funding with your note buyers funds for a no money down deal. You can also trade the note at face value for another property or a down payment on a property as well. I mean, think about it. You pick up a property for $5,000, you get 2 down, you have $3,000 in it. Now you sold it and you have a $28,000 note. Imagine using that $28,000 note at face value of $28,000 as a down payment or to buy other properties. You can also sell enough payments to get your money back. You will never run out of money and have long-term passive income. You can also create a first and a second mortgage. You can sell the first and create and keep the second. That way you have cash now and cash flow. You can sell 5 years of the note every 5 years. You actually get more than the actual loan amount or face value of the loan when you do this. I know it sounds odd, but if you have a $28,000 note, if that's a 20-year loan, let's say you sell 5 years worth of payments every 5 years, you're going to actually sell it for way more than $28,000. You could use your tax advantage account or someone else's. In the training, I show you how you should be doing deals in a tax advantage account, like a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, a solo 401k, a safe harbor 401k if you have employees, a simple IRA, savings incentive match plan for employees, an HSA, even an ESA, education savings account, and a health savings account as well. I have a whole section in my training that shows you what to do and how to do that. Okay? You can also create infinite yields with no money out of your pocket. Guys, there's a lot more that I need to teach you so you know every way to make money doing this and so you don't make any mistakes. Please don't try to go it alone on this, okay? You can run your entire business from anywhere, guaranteed. There's no special computer or internet skills needed, guaranteed. If you can send and receive email, if you have enough technology skills to be on this webinar, you can do everything I've showed you here today, okay? This is Jim. Jim says, I bought 2 houses so far using your methods. I made $15,000 on one and $19,000 on the other. This is Cindy and Quinn Skierski. In the last few years, I'd only done 3 or 4 deals. This month, I'm closing on 10 properties, just to give you an idea of how successful this system has made me already. Cindy and Quinn in Florida. This is Debbie Breeling out in Phoenix, Arizona. I had never made an offer without seeing the property first. Within 3 weeks, I had a deal and I sold it just like you said I could and made a fast and easy $14,970.79. You have been there to answer any questions I've had, and that is reassuring to me. This is one of my agents. Hi, my name is Don Sweat. I'm a realtor specializing in selling REO properties. That's bank-owned properties. Over the last 6 months, NHG, that's my company, Neighborhood Housing Group, has purchased 5 houses from me. Most of their offers start out in the 20 to 30% range and are ultimately accepted between 30 to 35% of list price. NHG makes all their offers via email only. In fact, We rarely talk on the phone. I put him on my auto email notification list to receive emails of all properties listed for $30,000 or less, and they make offers every day by sending 1 or 2 emails. If you want to learn how to make money, you should listen to Larry. We have a special closed private Facebook group for just our students. Look, here's a few students right here. This is Mitzi. I got my first deal. Claire sold one of the houses, bought for $18,000, selling for $48,000. Not a home run, but a decent single. I sat on this for several years. Much more fun to do it. See, what happens is when I go around to RIA groups and I go around and speak at conventions and expos around the country, I always have people come up to me, hey, I got your program a year or 2 ago and I haven't done anything with it, but I'm fired up again. And that's what happened to her. Here's Celie. Celie says, drum roll please. I got the HUD house thanks to meeting Larry at the Tucson ASRIA last month. I will make $70,000 profit doing seller financing and selling the note. The more I get, the more I can give. What she's talking about is bragging, being rich and generous. Here's some more. Jeremy, closed on our first property today. 1,050 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Put signs in the area and posted on Craigslist last week in anticipation of this day, and already have taken several calls for potential owner finance buyers. Look, here's Meg, the next one. Wow. So I've now bought houses through MLS, HUD, auction.com, and as of today, the Department of Veteran Affairs. Look at Monica Lister, the last one. Nice way to start off a new week, putting a house under contract. Is that great or what? Here are some student reviews. We started gathering all of our different student reviews and put them on one page, and this is a video of me scrolling down the page. Look at this, it's still going. On this page is 489 testimonials. People who either saw me live, saw this same presentation, or they saw this webinar and they went out and they did a deal and sent me a testimonial. Look, it's still scrolling. There's 489, and I really need to update this. I probably have over 100 more I could add to it at this point. But look, it's still scrolling. Different people, different videos. Every time I go somewhere and travel, I always run into people that say, hey, I got your program and I went out and did a deal, and I ask them if I can shoot a quick video of them. Filthy Riches is a complete step-by-step turnkey home study course that anybody can make money with, guaranteed. Let me go through it. And now it's not going to take you a whole semester to go through this. You get the first thing you get is the step-by-step training manual. Now, I only want you to spend about 6 to 8 hours going through this to get yourself started, okay? Next, you get 6 full-length audio CDs. And the same thing that's on the CD is in the manual. Some people like to read, some people like to listen. Next, you get my complete forms disc. Every form, document, spreadsheet, script, letter, disclosure, everything that you need to get you up and running and to do this business, okay? And they're all separated into folders that correspond to chapters in the manual to make everything easy to find. Next, you're going to hear me on the phone live with realtors doing this, all right? I'm a firm believer. Anybody can tell you something, but I'm a firm believer in show me. So you're going to see me on the phone live negotiating with deals using the script, and you're going to see me do that. You're also going to see me on the phone live with buyers, okay? This is an audio CD of me on the phone negotiating with buyers. And because some people like to read and some people like to listen, I've also transcribed all of these calls for you as well. You also get my DVD with 5 or 6 different DVD tutorials on here, and most of these tutorials are 5 to 10 minutes long. That's how simple this stuff is. I'm going to show you how to use the analyzer, how to get up and running and start making money right away. And you're going to get the Filthy Riches Property Analyzer. Now, anybody can get started, but not everybody finishes. I've got a system in place for that as well. It's called my step-by-step action plan. And listen, it's not just read this, listen to this, watch that. It's an implementation action plan. When you get down to the bottom, you are actually doing deals. You're doing deals when you get down to the bottom. You need this action plan. And you get my Filthy Riches internet search system. And the entire system is one investment of $997. It is what it is, what it is. I don't jack the price way up, but today only, It is one investment of $997, and I've had many people that say, Larry, you should be charging a lot more for this. Now, it's been totally updated for right now in today's market. Go right now to getfilthyriches.com and you'll see complete details. There's a video there of me talking about everything you're going to get, everything you're going to learn. You're going to see detailed description. Or if you want to talk to one of my education consultants, you can call toll-free 888-212-6567. That's toll-free 888-212-6567. Or you can go to getfilthyriches.com. But wait, there's more. I've got a special bonus package for the first 10 action takers today. The first 10 people, you're going to get a free call with startup instructions to get you started. And guess what? We're going to call you. I'm going to assign you your own education consultant in my office. These are guys that are on salary in my office, and their goal is to get people up and running. And you'll see why I have these guys here in just a minute, and I have them on salary. You might talk to David or Courtney or Ron or Dean. You're going to have a direct hotline number right to your education consultant in my office, okay? I'm also going to give you 12 months of free, unlimited personal support. And your 12 months starts from the date of your first support ticket, okay? That's when your support starts. So if it's 6 months from now before you have to submit a support ticket, then you got 12 months from there, okay? I'm also going to give you my special 16-page report, everything you need to know about how Dodd-Frank affects seller financing and how to comply. You're also going to get my RMLO and services directory for seller financing, and you're going to get my complete note buyers directory, which is a complete listing of the major buyers of notes, mortgages, land contracts, and other receivables. This is totally brand new. I just finished this CD about how to legally bypass Dodd-Frank. Okay, how to legally bypass Dodd-Frank. You're going to get it as well. You're also going to get lifetime updates. I'm not going to come around next year, sell you volume 2 or version 2.0. You're going to get lifetime updates. Anytime I update a form, a document, a script, a letter, a spreadsheet, a tutorial, I upload it to a special web page that you have access to. It's like a membership site, but without a membership fee. And you're going to get a notification that Larry's just made an update to your Filthy Riches training. We're also going to give you a free lender directory for a proof of funds letter so you can make cash offers. You need a POF, a proof of funds. We're going to show you how to get one with no application, no credit check. You can make cash offers, use them for FSBOs, realtors, and even banks, okay? And remember, when you invest in the training, I'm going to give you interest-free funding for your deals. I simply charge a $1,500 underwriting fee, and that's it. That's all. $1,500 underwriting fee, and the kind of numbers and returns you saw that you're going to make, that's no big deal at all, okay? Now, here's the Mac Daddy right here. I have a 3-day live training taught personally by me. I don't bring in outside speakers. It's taught personally by me. I have about 10 of them a year all over the United States because we have students all over the country, all right? The 3-day training normally is $2,500 per person. We will meet with you one-on-one to create a personalized plan just for you. If you're one of the next 10 to take advantage and to take action, I'm going to give you admission for 2 people to my next 3-day live training absolutely free, okay? Now, we do charge a $97 seat reservation, but you're going to get to come absolutely free, and that is a refundable seat reservation. The registration website is on the Read This First sheet in your course. In your course, there's a sheet that says Read This First, okay? And please register as soon as possible for our next upcoming event because seating is limited. As I mentioned, we have them all across the country. As I mentioned, we do charge a $97 refundable seat reservation, and it is required so we can get an accurate account of how many people are going to actually attend. Total value with the bonuses and the live training for you and a guest is $8,999. $937. Now, let me tell you about my Larry Goins exclusive Reverse the Risk guarantee. And I put it in writing on your Read This First sheet in your training. All right, I don't hope you'll forget it. I don't hide behind anything. I put it in writing. Check this out. I don't have a 30-day guarantee. I don't have a 60-day guarantee. I don't even have a 90-day guarantee. What I have is a 12-month, $12,000 guarantee, and I put it in writing. All I'm asking you to do is simply give it a try. Just put it to the test. In fact, if you'll just give me 1% of your confidence, I will earn the other 99. Just go through the action plan and you will be successful. Just go through the action plan. And remember, I told you it was an implementation action plan, okay? So if you go through all this, if you get the training, okay, and if in 12 months, if you haven't made at least $12,000, just send it back to me and you can keep all the bonuses absolutely free, okay? It's more than a guarantee. It's a personal promise from me. It's more than a guarantee. It's a personal promise from me. So, are you on track for retirement? I want to show you some stats here right quick, okay? 46% of Americans have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. That's almost half. 29% of all American workers have less than $1,000. That's almost a third. 40% of baby boomers now plan to work until they drop. I assume that means die. 36% of Americans say they don't contribute anything at all to a retirement savings. That's more than a third. And 46% of adults say they're extremely or very concerned about having money for a comfortable retirement. Well, I bet so. What can happen to you if you don't change? All right? If you don't do something different, you could die broke. You could work until you die. Your spouse work until they die. You might spend your whole life in debt. You might leave your family in debt. You have no more money for college. You may have no more money for emergencies. You may die from stress or have to deal with constant stress, and you'll never prove all the naysayers wrong. Let's prove them wrong. Let's get you started. Bill Gates says, it's not your fault if you're born broke, but if you die broke, it is. There's a lot to be said for that. This is America, and it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. I learned a long time ago that you can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't make both. Think about that. You can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't make both. There are no more excuses. It's time to get started. Let's get you started right now. In today's market, your only job security is in your ability to make money fast. We can also help you take your existing business to the next level. If you're already doing business, that's okay. If you've already got a wholesale business or you're a landlord or whatever you're doing, I guarantee you there's things in my training that will help you take your business to the next level. It's no coincidence that you are here today. It's only one investment of $997. Let's get you started. Now, I told you earlier I would tell you how to get everything for free, okay? How to get everything for free. Now, here's the way this works. And by the way, every single thing I'm getting ready to tell you is in writing on your Read This First sheet, okay? I don't hide behind anything. I don't hope you'll forget it. It's in writing on your Read This First sheet. When you make your deposit, I even call it a deposit. Now, you are going to pay in full. You'll own the training for the $997. However, I'm not going to give you 1 or 2 or 3. I'm not even going to give you 4 or 5, not even 6 or 7 or 8. I'm going to give you 10 different ways that you can get your $997 back, okay? Number 1, bird dog a filthy rich's house for us. Remember I told you could go out and find one and send it to me and I'd buy it for you. Number 2, buy a filthy rich's financed house from me. I'll sell you one and I'll finance it. Number 3, buy a filthy rich's note from us. Okay, I'll sell you a note if you just want to be a passive investor. Number 4, sell your filthy rich's note to me. Number 5, become one of our private money lenders. Believe it or not, as much money as we have to do deals, we do run out of money sometimes because all of our money is out on the street in properties. Number 6, buy a wholesale house from us. See, we also wholesale properties. Number 7, sell me a wholesale house. Go out and find a deal that you can wholesale to me. Number 8, let me fund your first Filthy Riches deal. Remember, I charge $1,500 and I don't care about your credit. I don't care about your debt ratio or none of that stuff. Number 9, refer 3 Filthy Riches customers to me. And number 10, simply do a deal and send me a testimonial. All I need is a testimonial with proof. Let's go ahead and show you how you can place your order. Simply go to getfilthyriches.com or call right now toll free 888-212-6567. That's toll free 888-212-6567, or just go to getfilthyriches.com. You're going to see everything you're going to get, everything you're going to learn, detailed description of everything, and just place your risk-free, secure order right there. Or if you want to speak with one of my education consultants, just call toll-free 888-212-6567. I want to tell you, I'm really excited that you're here. It's no coincidence that you're here, as I've mentioned before, and I really do look forward to working with you. I've had more people that have told me that they've done their very first deal with this model right here after buying course after course after course, book after book, going to seminar after seminar, and they finally did their first deal, and then their second, and then their third. I just got an email from a student the other day. They're on their third deal right now, and they haven't been with me very long at all. They're on their third deal, and I'm really excited for them, and I'm excited for you. So just give me 1% of your confidence. I'll earn the other 99. Let's get you started right away. Go to getfilthyriches.com or call and speak with one of my education consultants at 888-212-6567. If you have any questions, they'll be glad to answer those questions for you as well. That's what they're there for. They'll be able to take your order and answer any specific questions that you have about the entire Filthy Riches model. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate your business, and I look forward to working with you. And I hope you go out there and create your own Filthy Riches. Thanks a lot.